report. The Public Investments Committee also made a recommendation as concerns lands and buildings owned by several state corporations, and noting that they do not possess title documents for the various assets that they own, and citing an example of the financial year 2007-2008 as well as 2008, where the Auditor General acknowledged ownership documents of the Postal Corporation of Kenya's 68 properties were not availed for audit review, and that there was also financial statements for the Kenya Revenue Authority's assets that include 17 parcels of land that have no title deeds, and these parcels are spread across the country. And the committee recommending that the Cabinet Secretary for Land, Housing and Urban Development and the Chairman National Land Commission should put caveats on all parcels of state corporations' land that are currently in private hands, and thus that those particular entities should, within 6 months of the adoption of the report, compile and submit to the National Assembly a status report on all parcels of land held by various state corporations across the country. And this will be viewed as the first step towards taking stock of land assets held by government. Another recommendation concerned expenditures beyond the approved budget, and observing that state corporations were spending way beyond what they have been allocated in financial years. Some state corporations, it was noted, reallocated resources from capital budget items to pay for recurrent expenditure, and this is contrary to the State Corporations Act. And for this particular recommendation, the committee made suggestions and proposals that the chief executive officers of all state corporations which had over expenditure of their approved budget should obtain within 3 months of the adoption of this report by the PIC a post facto approval of the revised budget from its board, parent ministry, and national treasury if the expenditures were necessitated by factors beyond their control. Also cited in this report of the Public Investments Committee on audited financial statements of state corporations, it is quite a voluminous report. Irregular payments of board sitting allowances, and these were paid to public officers who are non-gazetted members of boards, and it is a practice that continues to be witnessed. And citing an example of the financial years 2010-2011 and 2013-2014, where the Kenya Railways Corporation Management paid sitting allowances amounting to 1.5 million shillings to public officers in attendance during board and committee meetings. And those are just 4 of the 9 recommendations of this committee, the Public Investments Committee, that considered audited financial statements of state corporations. The quorum bell is still ringing as directed by Deputy Speaker Honorable Joyce Laboso. And this is to urge members to come into the chambers and participate in this session. Members of the House leadership doing their best to whip members to come in. Already that bell has been ringing for 10 minutes now, and anytime We expect the Deputy Speaker to make further direction as regards the state of the Assembly this morning. A minimum 50 members required, that is according to the standing orders of the National Assembly, standing orders that members are privy to and which they agreed to. And as earlier mentioned, quite a bit awaits them this morning. 9 bills to be precise, all private members' bills. And this includes the introduction of the Basic Education Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 27 of the year 2017, sponsored by Kiminini Member of Parliament, Honorable Chris Omalwa, that seeks to amend the Basic Education Act number 14 of the year 2013 and provide for establishment of public-private partnership schools. This will be a category of schools in the country which currently has private and public schools as separate categories. A raft of amendments await 3 bills in a sitting of a committee of the whole House. The Kenya Trade Remedies Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of the year 2017, the Occupational Therapists Training Registration and Licensing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41, and the Basic Education Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 39 of the year 2016. And if members make the proposed amendments, then these 3 bills shall proceed to the 3rd reading with approval of the House, of course. Debate is still pending on 3 other private members' bills that are lined up for discussions this morning. Including the Breastfeeding Mothers Bill, National Assembly Bill number 13 of the year 2017, sponsored by Honorable Sabina Shege, member for Murang'a County. That seeks to provide a conducive environment at the workplace for breastfeeding mothers so that they can accord that right to their babies up until at least 6 months. And this is according to treaties that Kenya is a signatory to. Homa Bay County member Honorable Gladys Wanga also has a bill pending before this House, the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 51 of the year 2016. That seeks to make provision for training of health cadres in the specialized field of oncology to include cancer treatment as part of the provision of primary health care, and to also incorporate the use of e-health and telemedicine in line with global trends as regards cancer prevention and control. The quorum bell still ringing. The House yet to attain the minimum 50 members required. And at this moment, the Deputy Speaker, who is overseeing proceedings in this House this morning, has the discretion to make a decision as to what direction shall be taken. A quorum hitch, as experienced this morning, has been quite an issue for this National Assembly in the past few weeks, and especially since the official electoral campaigns period began. Members of this House are also campaigning for re-election, some of them at least. Others are seeking to come back as members of the National Assembly. Others want to be members of the Senate. Others are seeking gubernatorial positions. And at the same time, we do have various departmental House committees that are holding sittings, probing various issues as presented before the August House. And all these factors considered contribute to the current status this morning.
Okay, members.
And finally, a quorum has been attained.
We can begin business.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages.
Waiting for the members to settle down, I have a message to communicate. Please settle down, members at the bar. Order, members. I have a message from the President on the referral by His Excellency the President of the Finance Bill 2017. Honorable members, you may recall that on May 30th of 2017, the National Assembly passed the Finance Bill 2017. Thereafter, the bill was presented for assent to His Excellency the President in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution and our standing orders. However, His Excellency the President, by way of a memorandum, has since referred the bill back to the National Assembly for reconsideration pursuant to the provisions of Article 115, subsection 1b of the Constitution. Honorable members, His Excellency the President has expressed reservations to the deletion of clauses 26, 27, 28, and 29 of the bill concerning the Betting, Lotteries and Gaming Act, Cap 131. Consequently, the President recommends the amendments to the clauses. Honorable members, you may recall that Section 41 of the Public Finance Management Act and Standing Orders 245 provide that the finance bill shall be considered and approved not later than 90 days after the passage of the appropriation bill. Further, Standing Order 154 requires the National Assembly to consider the President's reservation within 21 days. In this regard, the memorandum stands committed to the Departmental Committee on Finance, Planning and Trade for consideration. Cognizant to the scheduled synodal recess of the House, The committee should table its report on or before tomorrow morning, the 15th of June 2017. In considering the memorandum, regard will be given to the guidance given by the Speaker in a communication delivered on July the 28th, 2015, concerning consideration of presidential memoranda and amendments thereof. I wish to remind the House and the committee that only the clauses of the bill that have reservations ought to be considered. I also direct the clerk to circulate the memorandum from His Excellency the President to all members so that you can familiarize yourself with its content. I thank you.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
We have a paper being laid by the Chair, Finance.
I don't have. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, June 2017. Report of the Departmental Committee on Finance, Planning and Trade on the vetting for approval of Mr. Saitoti Kimerei Maika, nominee for the appointment as the Director General of the Financial Reporting Center. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Yeah, the same committee, you give your notice of motion.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Finance, Planning and Trade on the vetting for approval of Mr. Saitoti Kimerei Maika, nominee for appointment as the Director General of the Financial Reporting Center, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, June 14th, 2017, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 25 of the Proceedings of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act, approves the appointment of Mr. Saitoti Kimerei Maika as the Director General of the Financial Reporting Center. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Does Honorable Gashuya also have a different notice of motion? Okay, it can do it in the afternoon.
Order number 7, statement. Order number 8, the Basic Education Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 27 of 2017, first reading. A bill for an Act of Parliament to amend the Basic Education Act and for connected purposes. Order number 9, Committee of the Whole House.
Order members, we will start with the Kenya Trade Remedies Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2017. Honorable Cheng? Okay.
Clause 3 and clause 4.
I propose the question which is at clause 3 and 4 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is at clause 3 and 4 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? And as of a contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 5.
I propose the question which is at clause 5 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is at clause 5 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
I propose the question which is at clause 6 be part of the bill. Honorable Benjamin Langat.
Speaker, Mr. Chair, I propose to amend clause 6 as per the order paper. Basically, these are correction of errors, typos, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. So I propose a question which is that clause 6 be amended as proposed by Honorable Benjamin Langat. Honorable Cheng, you want to speak to this one? Okay, doesn't seem to have too much interest. So I will put the question which is that clause 6 be amended as proposed by Honorable Benjamin Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it, and I put the question which is that clause 6 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 7, 8, and 9.
I propose a question which is that clauses 7, 8, and 9 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is that clause 7, 8, and 9 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
I propose a question which is that clause 10 be part of the bill. Honorable Langat.
Mr. Chairman, I propose to amend clause 10 as per the order paper. All those amendments, Mr. Chairman, are just to correct grammatical errors in the bill.
Okay. So I propose a question which is that clause 10, be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. I put the question which is that clause 10 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it, and I put the question which is that clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 11 and 12.
Propose a question which is that clause 11 and 12 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is that clause 11 and 12 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I propose a question which is that clause 13 be part of the bill. Honorable Langat.
Chair, I propose to amend clause 13 as per the order paper. This again is correction of typographical errors, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. So I propose a question which is that clause 13 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. And I put the question which is that clause 13 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I propose a question which is that clause 14 be part of the bill. I put the question which is that clause 14 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
I propose a question which is that clause 15 be part of the bill. Honorable Langat.
Chair, I propose to amend clause 15 as per the order paper. Again, this is correction of grammatical errors.
Okay. Okay, let's have the Deputy Minority Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, it's a concern because like 2-3 pages, we're just being told of grammatical error. I mean, we need some people to be responsible. Can we be told who was drafting this? Does it mean we don't have competent lawyers in Parliament who have been employed to be making such basic mistakes where my standard 3 son can correct? Mr. Chair, it's a concern.
Yes, Leader of Majority.
Mr. Chairman, I want to confirm on Hansard that Parliament has the best drafters. And before I put, or anybody puts, any member puts a signature on that bill. But I really want to ask this legislation, even where there's a grammatical error, the chair should tell us what is that grammar. You know, we have gone to school. At least we know English. So he should tell us what is he correcting and what is adding. That's the only thing. We are not imputing anything on our legal department. And I want to confirm we have the best drafters, better than those in the state law office in Parliament.
Okay, so what is the grammatical error you are trying to correct, Honorable Langat?
Chair, I know some people must speak, so so it's okay because they have to speak, Mr. Chair. And Mr. Chair, I also said as per the order paper. That means, Chair, If there are specific questions, they should have the order paper and then ask the questions. Because even clause 15, I'm only adding the word say before the word functions. Yeah? Just to say the functions, which is just correction of grammatical errors. Yeah?
Well, I think that is clear now. What is it, Honorable Makali Mulu? Dr. Makali Mulu, sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I think the Chairman of the Finance Committee should not downplay the matter being raised. Because, you know, we are on national TV. People are watching what we are saying. And it's unfortunate that the only thing we are saying is yeah or for typos. The question is, at this level, why should be members of parliament be brought a bill to discuss almost 2 pages of amendment? And the only thing we are saying is changing the word there, putting a word if. I think it sends the wrong signals. So it's either the chairman is telling us it was drafted by a person who is not qualified to draft, or that the committee, I don't know whether the committee is the one who drafted all these amendments or is the legal department. I think there must be a problem. And we are saying let that problem be addressed, otherwise in the future, it will look very bad that we spend 1 hour or so talking about typos in a bill. Thank you.
I think on this one, really, the committee chair has really has explained. So let's not, you see, first the committees don't do the amendments and so forth. So let's just proceed. I think it's something that we can dispose without having to really create a lot. So I will want to put the question, which is that clause 15 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it, and I put the question, which is that clause 15 be amended, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22.
I propose a question which is at clauses 17 through to 22. Let me repeat it again, honorable members. I will propose the question which is at clauses 16 through to 22 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is at clause 16 through to 22 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Part 4.
I propose a question which is that part 4 be part of the bill. Honorable Langat.
Chair, I've consulted with the owner of the bill, and I'm dropping that amendment.
Very well. Chair. That one is dropped. So I put the question which is that part 4 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. And as of a contrary opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
Clause 23.
Propose a question which is at clause 23 be part of the bill. Honorable Langat.
Chair, I propose to amend clause 23 as per the order paper. Again, Chair, that is to correct an omission. It was meant to be cabinet secretary, but it said cabinet, not omitting the word the secretary. So you are introducing the word secretary so that it reads cabinet secretary.
Very well. So I propose a question which is at clause 23 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Honorable Gashuye, you want to speak to this one?
Chair, these typographical errors that we're correcting, it's not the committee that made the errors. The errors were made by the drafters. So I want to thank our legal officer. She has gone through the bill using a tooth comb. She has seen the dots, the commas, and all these errors. That's why you find these many errors. So I want to support the error, the amendment.
Honorable Leader of Majority Party.
Speaker, the amendment of the committee says that clause 23 of the bill be amended in subclause 5 by deleting the words the cabinet and substituting therefore the words he or she. If you read 5, it says where the cabinet secretary fails to act on the agency's recommendation. So are we at the same place? I mean, here we are talking about he or she. Yeah, I mean, this amendment is not in tandem with what is in 5. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, the chair should tell us. Because if you read 5, it says, where the cabinet secretary fails to act on the agency's recommendation in the prescribed period, the cabinet shall inform the agency of the reasons of the failure to act in writing. Listening to the chair, he was supposed to say to add secretary. But the amendment on the order paper is talking about deleting the words the cabinet and substituting it with he or she. I mean, these are not going together. I think the chair needs to do some cleanup. In fact, he's doing more grammatical drafting errors than he's telling us. So I think if you read the order paper, it's not in tandem with what is in section 5.
Okay. Can I hear Honorable Chin?
I think I agree with the Honorable Majority Leader, but what Chairman said is probably what is in his heart and what actually he wanted to do, so that you avoid repeating the word Cabinet Secretary. And I want to agree with what is in the order paper. Then what you're saying is, you're starting the sentence by saying, where the CS fails to act, you don't need to repeat it. And I think that's what they had agreed upon. So just go ahead and say, he or she shall inform. So I think what's in the order paper is what is right, and that's what he's trying to correct the chairman about. Probably the only thing is that he may then go ahead and remove the word there after the word period, so that it reads that where the CS fails to act on the agency's recommendation in the prescribed period, he or she shall inform, so that it remains the way it is in the order paper.
Okay, let's have the final one from the chair.
Chair, I think I do agree with what Honorable Dwala and David Cheng. Again, the intention was to introduce the gender bit on the cabinet secretary can be he or she. Yeah.
Okay, so then I dispose of this one. So I will put the question, which is that clause 23 be amended as proposed by Honorable Benjamin Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I put the question, which is at clause 23 as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30.
I propose a question which is at clauses 23 through 24 through to 30 be part of the bill. I put the question which is at clauses 24 through to 30 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 31.
I propose a question which is at clause 31 be part of the bill. Honorable Langat.
Chair, I propose to amend clause 31 as per the order paper. Again, correction of small grammar and typos, like to deliver, adding the word to before deliver so that it reads to deliver, and such small corrections.
Very well. So I propose a question which is at clause 31 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. I put the question which is at clause 31 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I put the question which is that clause 31 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 32.
Propose a question which is at clause 32 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is at clause 32 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 33.
Propose a question which is at clause 33 be part of the bill. Honorable Langat.
Chair, I propose to amend clause 33 as per the order paper, again to introduce the issue of gender in terms of the cabinet secretary could be a male or female.
Okay, so I want to propose a question which is at clause 33 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Honorable Leader.
Speaker, today it looks a very unique day in legislation. A cabinet secretary is a cabinet secretary. So this idea of the chair, of her and him, where is it coming in legislation? I mean, I'm a bit lost. Because if you look at 33, he is amending subclause 5 by inserting the word herself immediately after, or the word himself. And 5, and I agree with the chair, I think there was a problem of drafting. I have defended my colleagues in the legal department because it's the first time I'm seeing us defining gender. I mean, when it's a cabinet secretary, the law is very clear, and that's why I am a legislator, but Honorable Cheng, I think, will agree with me. We should not go into that, I think, in defining whether it's her or he. The term cabinet secretary is the one that is generally carried in legislation. Maybe the chair can tell us what is the problem with why is he defining everywhere in the bill? Just to explain.
Let's have Ochieng, Honorable Ochieng.
You know, Chair, this is part of what is supposed to be done at this stage anyway. At this stage, the House is supposed to do what we are doing, whether it's typo or topo, graphical or whatever it is you want to call it. Because what the Chair is trying to do here is that the bill refers to a person doing investigations. This person could be a lady or a gentleman. And the current bill says that when the person investigating is identifying himself or herself, so what the chair is adding is the other gender, because the investigator may be a lady. So what he's trying to say is that the investigator, before executing a warrant, shall identify himself or herself, which is in order.
I think so. I mean, let us just proceed. Really, if it doesn't have a lot of anything that does not harm. So what is it, Honorable Leader of Majority?
For the chair, we have found out with the chair, even there's no clause 5 in this bill.
There's no?
Clause 5. It's amending subclause 5. So there's a problem with the order paper. Maybe clause. There is, chair, there is.
There is clause 5.
There is clause 5.
You know, Chair, the leader and the chair of the committee, we understand.
No, Lagat is telling me there's no clause 5. There's clause 5.
There is clause 5, you know.
No, it's okay. Ochieng has explained well. There's clause 5.
We, you know, Chair and leader of Majority Party, we are a day before the adjournment of the House in a day. So I can see members have already adjourned in their own minds. So there is clause 5, of course. So let's proceed. Now we are doing clause 33. So let me put the question, which is clause 33 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it, and I put the question, which is at clause 33, as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 34.
I propose the question, which is at clause 34, be part of the bill. Honorable Langat.
Chair, I propose to amend clause 34 as per the order paper. Chair, we are correcting a small grammar, and then number 2, the agency, the investigation officer executing a warrant under section 33, initially they were given powers to, you know.
First of all, what is this grammar? So that, you know, we don't have to have this raised many times. What's the grammatical mistake?
Chair, we are adding the word for immediately before the word information, to read for information.
Okay, the next
Then
one.
number 2, we are setting the time limit for sealing of the premises if there was a suspicion that something wrong was being done in that premise. But as a committee, we said you cannot seal the premises of somebody indefinitely. So we are saying we are giving the investigating officer a maximum of 14 days, 14 days, yes, to seal that premises, after which he should have finished his investigations and let the business continue or take the other action.
Well explained. So I will propose the question, which is at clause 34 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. I put the question which is at clause 34 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I put the question which is at clause 34 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 35.
Propose the question which is at clause 35 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is at clause 35 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 36.
Propose the question which is at clause 36 be part of the bill.
Chair, I propose to amend clause 36 as per the order paper. Again, this is a correction of a small typo. If you read 36 subclause B, it says, where the determination, recommendation, or decision was made by mistake common. So it was supposed to read common mistake, not mistake common, Chair, so that it is, it flows.
What did you say again? Mistake common instead of common mistake?
If you look at the bill, as it is, there is somewhere it reads mistake common. So, and the committee, it was supposed to read common mistake.
That's really bad drafting. But anyway, let's proceed. Yeah, because that really is... So I will propose the question which is at clause 36 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. I proceed to put the question which is at clause 36 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I propose the question which is at clause 36 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41.
I propose the question which is at clause 37 through to 41 be part of the bill. I put the question which is at clause 37 through to 41 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 42.
Propose the question which is at clause 42 be part of the bill.
Chair, I propose to amend clause 42. Again, this is grammar, just to inserting the word there immediately before the word fulfillment, to read the fulfillment of.
Okay, so I propose a question which is at clause 42 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Honorable Makenga.
Thank you, Chair. I support the amendment as proposed by the Honorable Chair.
Okay. Honorable Koyo.
Chair, I was thinking there are so many grammatical errors. We need to give him time to go and correct them first. Given that people are very busy now, we are lacking concentration.
Now, the member for Muhoroni has spoken, so we will proceed. Now, I put the question which is at clause 42 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Those of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I put the question which is at clause 42 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Those of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55.
Very well. So I will propose the question which is at clauses 43 through to 55 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is at clauses 43 through to 55 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. What is it, Honorable Chair? What's your point of order?
The clauses that we just read.
Yes.
I can't see them in the bill.
It's okay.
They are not in the bill? Let's check.
The clauses for the bill was after 43. After clause 43, we move straight to first schedule.
That makes, that's actually the real position. But Ochieng, I can see in the bill, did you have a copy of the bill? We still have to, we have even up to 55.
The schedules are in
Don't
there.
we?
Yeah, we do.
So what is the issue, Honorable Ochieng? And I thought that is your bill. Or somebody else went and added a few clauses. What is the issue, Honorable Ochieng, on that one? Because I think we have done it correctly thus far.
You know, Chair, the schedules are the ones that have so many clauses. The schedules. If you, for example, go to schedule number 2, you'll end up with clauses almost up to 50.
It's okay, Moshe.
Goes all the way, Chair, to 55. That is schedule 2. But this is second schedule, not the main bill. The main bill ends at clause 43. And then you have first schedule that has clauses, then second schedule that has clauses up to 55.
Yeah, actually you are right, Honorable Ochieng. So what we'll do is we will go back to, we will redo it again. So that we, I can see there is the issue of, there's the issue of the schedules. That is what is creating.
Let's do clause 43 only, and then we go to new clauses and then the schedules. Clause 43.
I propose a question which is at clause 43 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is at clause 43 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Then we go to the new clauses and then we
Now,
go to
for clarity, members, we will go to the new clauses. Then thereafter, we'll now go to the schedule. That will make it tidy.
new clause 44. Please call.
I propose a question which is at, no. Let me call the leader to move second reading for clause 44. New clause 44.
Mr. Speaker, I intend to drop all my amendments because these amendments have been carried in the company's amendment law we did. So strategically, I thought this bill will come before the company's amendment bill. So now that we have disposed of the company's law, all those amendments were carried in the previous law. So I intend to drop and thank Honorable Ochieng and the Office of the Clerk for accepting me to carry in the event my bill couldn't survive the 11th Parliament. So now I drop.
Well, then that is going to be the position. All the clauses, the new clauses 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51 are dropped.
First schedule.
I propose the question which is that the first schedule be part of the bill. And I put the question which is that the first schedule be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Second schedule.
I propose the question which is that the second schedule be part of the bill. Honorable Langat, you want to consult?
Can I make a request, Chair, that we
Are we okay now, Chair?
Yeah, close what?
Honorable Langat, are you ready?
Chair, I hope we are in second.
We are doing the second schedule now.
Yeah, Chair, I propose amendment to close the second schedule as per the order paper. The first part of it, Chair, is to remove, just to tidy up the bill by removing unnecessary wordings. Then the second bit, if you read the second bit on subclause 12, it reads that except in special circumstances, the agency shall conclude an anti-dumping investigation within 12 months of the initiation. So, Chair, the committee thought that the agency should have powers to initiate its own investigations at any given time, Chair, so that our traders are safe. If we have an agency with powers to investigate at any given time, they can initiate an investigation so that to confirm that dumping has not happened in our country, Chair.
Okay, so I want to propose a question which is that the second schedule be amended as proposed by the Chair. I put the question which is that the second schedule be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I propose a question which is that the second schedule as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? So many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
That schedule?
I propose a question which is that that schedule be part of the bill. Honorable Langat.
Chair, I propose to amend amendment to third schedule as per the order paper. Chair, again, all these are correction of grammar, typos, and tidying up of the bill, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. So I propose a question which is that that schedule be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. See no major interest, so I put the question which is that that schedule be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I put the question which is that that schedule as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Amendment to clause 2 as per the order paper. If you check, Chair, clause 2 is about definitions, and what you are doing there is we are strengthening some of the definitions, like the definition of EAC by inserting the words as a single customs territory immediately after the word community. So that Chair, you know, Kenya is part of EAC, and therefore we need to treat EAC as a single customs territory in terms of the application of these remedies. Number 2, again, Chair, if you look at subclause amendments in B, is the definition of cabinet secretary. If you look at the bill, it currently defines the cabinet secretary to be the one in charge of international trade. But you are saying the cabinet secretary should be the cabinet secretary for trade matters as a whole, Chair.
Very well. So I propose a question which is that clause 2 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. I put the question which is that clause 2 be amended as proposed by Honorable Langat. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Put the question which is that clause 2 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title?
I propose a question which is that the title be the title to the bill. I put the question which is that the title be the title to the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
Propose the question which is at clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question which is at clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Those of a contrary opinion say nay. Ayes have it. That marks the end of that one, so let's have the mover to move reporting. Honorable Chieng.
No, because we are only doing the first two. Only this one, we are only doing here.
Okay, thank you. Honorables, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Kenya Trade Remedies Bill, National Assembly number 4 of 2017, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Very well. And I put the question which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Kenya Trade Remedies Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2017, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Those of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. So that we will move to the next one, then proceed eventually to transact this one, but later. So Honorable Chieng, be around. Now, the one we are going to go to now is the Basic Education Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 39 of 2016.
Clause 3.
Members, just to be clear, we have, for purposes of administrative issues here, we have decided to go to the next one. We'll come back to the Occupational Therapist Bill. So I propose a question which is at clause 3 be part of the bill. And on behalf of the committee, I'm informed the Honorable Makenga is moving this proposed amendment. Let's hear from him.
Thank you, Chair. I beg to move. Notice is given that the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education, Research and Technology, Honorable Sabina Chege.
Don't bother about those niceties, Honorable Makenga. Just move the amendment if you have it.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I beg to move clause 2, that clause 2 of the bill be amended.
Clause 3. We will start with clause 3.
Oh, clause 3.
Correct.
Of the bill be amended in paragraph B by A, inserting the words conditional capitation funds to facilitate immediately before the words the acquisition of, and deleting the word B, and B deleting the word disposable.
Okay, well done. Now, I will propose a question which is at clause 3 be amended as proposed by Honorable Makenga. I see no major interest, so I put the question which is at clause 3 be amended as proposed by Honorable Makenga. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? And as of a contra opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I put the question which is at clause 3 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contra opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
Propose a question which is at clause 2 be amended be part of the bill. Honorable Makenga, we are now doing clause 2.
I beg to move that clause 2 of the bill be amended in paragraph B by A, deleting the word disposable, and B, inserting the words and provide a safe and environmentally sound mechanism for disposal of sanitary towels immediately after the words who has reached puberty.
Okay. So I will propose a question which is at clause 2 be amended as proposed by Honorable Makenga. I see no major interest, so I put the question which is at clause 2 be amended as proposed by Honorable Makenga. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. And as of a contra opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I put the question which is at clause 2 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Those of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Title.
Propose a question which is at the title, be the title to the bill. I put the question which is at the title, be the title to the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I propose the question which is at clause 1 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is at clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Okay. So, Honorable Makenga, can you please come and move reporting? Just come closer. You can do it from close by here. Very well. So proceed, Honorable Makenga.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move, Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Basic Education Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2016, and approved and its approval thereof with amendment.
What is it, Honorable? What is it, Honorable? I mean, I see you putting a one finger salute. I know you have been associated for a long time, but let's see. So what?
35.
Okay. If that is the position, it will be corrected now, and I'll proceed to correct. I put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Basic Education Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2016, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. And as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. That also marks the end of that one, so we'll proceed to the next one, which is the Occupational Therapist Training, Registration and Licensing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2016. Okay, so we'll proceed to the Occupational Therapist Training and Registration Licensing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2016.
Clause 3.
Propose the question which is at clause 3 be part of the bill. Put the question which is at clause 3 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
Okay. I propose the question which is at clause 4 be part of the bill. Honorable Dr. Bukose.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, I propose the amendments as per the order paper. And the justification, Mr. Speaker, for one is, for A1, is that the amendment seeks to harmonize provisions of the bill touching on the council. The bill aims at establishing a council as the administrative unit and not a board. Honorable Chair, on 2A, the amendment seeks to provide a predefined pool from which the Cabinet Secretary may use when selecting a nominee for position of the chair. And then 2, the amendment also seeks to ensure that the registrar of the council, who is the secretary of the council, shall not be able to vote as a matter of right. This provision will help to eliminate the conflict of interest in any matter being deliberated at the council meeting.
Very well. So I propose a question which is at clause 4 be amended as proposed by Honorable Pukose. Honorable Onyura.
Mr. Chair, I stand to support the amendment, because really this is just cleaning up and removing certain ambiguities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I put the question, which is at clause 4, be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it, and I put the question, which is at clause 4, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
I propose a question which is at clauses 5 through to 12 be part of the bill. I put the question which is at clause 5 through to 12 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I propose a question which is at clause 13 be part of the bill. Honorable Pukose.
Honorable Chair, I propose the amendment as per the order paper. This amendment is a deletion of paragraphs B, C, and D, which are statutory reports that are already envisioned and covered under paragraph F.
Okay, so I propose a question which is at clause 13 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. I put the question which is at clause 13 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I put the question which is at clause 13 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 14, 15, and 16.
I propose a question which is at clauses 14 through to 16 be part of the bill. I put the question which is at clauses 14 through to 16 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
I propose a question which is at clause 17 be part of the bill. Honorable Dr. Pukose.
17. Honorable Chair, I propose that the bill be amended by deleting clause 17 and substituting therefore the following new clause, that there shall be a registrar of the council who shall be recruited and appointed by the council through a competitive and transparent process.
Very well. So I propose a question which is at clause 17 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. I can see Honorable Nyekal.
Chair, I stand to support the proposal because it is important that in the ministry you have had the tendency where the chief officers automatically become registrars, and it presents a problem of management later on. So this 17 therefore corrects that situation. I therefore support, Mr. Speaker.
Very well, Honorable Agostino Neto, the member for Ntiwa.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I have no problem supporting this particular proposal, but I have a problem with the use of the words.
Speak in English.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I'll try. And I'm saying I have no problem with the proposed clause 17. My only worry is the use of the words recruit and appoint in the same line being fused in the same body. I was hoping that, for example, they would agree that the council either appoints, someone else recruits, as opposed to the council being the one that recruits and appoints at the same time. So I'm just wondering if they can consider that.
Well, do you have anything to say on this one, Honorable Bukose, if you actually understood that language?
I think he has a problem in terms of where we are talking of recruitment and appointment, such that appointment is, I think recruitment is part of the, should be part of the appointment. But I think from the legal point of view, I accept his advice.
Okay.
Yes.
So I will put the question which is at clause 17 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. And I put the question which is at clause 17 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
And as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clauses 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22.
I propose a question which is at clause 18 through to 22 be part of the bill. I put the question which is at clause 18 through to 22 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 23.
I propose a question which is at clause 23 be part of the bill. Honorable Pukose.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, I propose the amendment as per the order paper. This actually is a cleanup because we're not talking of a society, we are talking of a council. So it's just a cleanup.
Okay. So I propose a question which is at clause 23 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. And I put the question which is at clause 23 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I put the question which is at clause 23 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
And as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clauses 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28.
I propose a question which is at clause 24 through to 28 be part of the bill. I put the question which is at clauses 24 through to 28 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 29.
I propose a question which is at clause 29 be part of the bill. Honorable Pukose.
Honorable Chair, I propose the amendment as per the order paper. Here we are not referring to dietitians. I think there was an error there. We are referring to occupational therapists. So we have to put it in proper perspective.
Okay. So I propose a question which is at clause 29 be amended as proposed by Honorable Pukose. Honorable Nyikal.
Chair, I support the amendment as proposed, but it's very interesting, Mr. Chair. We did learn at the committee that actually when you use the drafters, they seem to pick other bills or other acts, and that is the only way the word dietitian could appear here, where we were not dealing with dietitians at all, but physiotherapists. So it's a correction. An interesting observation, though.
Very well. So I propose a question which is, I put the question which is at clause 29 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
And as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. And I propose a question, I put the question which is at clause 29 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
And as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 30.
Propose a question which is at clause 30 be part of the bill. And I put the question which is at clause 30 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
And as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 31.
I propose a question which is at clause 31 be part of the bill. Honorable Pukose.
Honorable Chair, I propose the amendment as per the order paper. This is actually a substitution. The purpose of the amendment is to ensure the Council prescribes the terms and conditions of practice of an occupational therapist engaged in private practice in place of the Cabinet Secretary. It's not the Cabinet Secretary to prescribe that, it should be the Council.
Okay. So I propose a question which is at clause 31 be amended as proposed by Honorable Pukose. Honorable Nyikal.
Chair, today I'm standing up to support all these proposals, but this is an extremely important one to make a distinction between the Cabinet Secretary and the Council. We intend the Council to do the job, not the Cabinet Secretary. I support.
Very well. So I propose the question, I put the question which is at clause 31 be amended as proposed by Honorable Pukose. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Put the question which is at clause 31 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 32, 33, 34, and 35.
I propose a question which is at clauses 32 through to 35 be part of the bill. I put the question which is at clause 32 through to 35 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 36.
Propose a question which is at clause 36 be part of the bill. Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, I propose the amendment as per the order paper. This is actually a typographical error. We are not referring to the society, but we are referring to the council.
Very well. Pretty straightforward. So I'll propose a question which is at clause 36 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. And I put the question which is at clause 36 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Any as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. There is a conglomeration of the independents and the party leaders of those other parties who are very active to the left of the chair. Now, I think that is our reincarnation. Now,
Also one to the right.
I will put the question which is that clause 36 be amended as proposed by Honorable. As amended, let me repeat it. I put the question which is at clause 36 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? There is a real resurgence, honorable members, belated one.
Clauses 37, 38, 39, and 40.
I propose a question which is at clause 37, 38, and 39, 39, and 40 be part of the bill. I put the question which is at clause 37, 38, 39, and 40 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I think that vigor could be taken very easily to our respective constituencies, and therefore we might have to see a few of other members coming back. Proceed.
Clause 41.
I proceed and put the question, no, let me propose a question which is at clause 41 be amended as be part of the bill. I propose the question which is at clause 41 be part of the bill. Now let's have the mover.
Honorable Chair, I propose that the clause 41 be amended by deleting the words clinical officer. This is actually where the drafters are drafting many bills for clinical officers, dietitians, just the same as that. Because here we are dealing with a bill for occupational therapists. So we delete clinical officer.
Very well. So I will propose a question which is at clause 41 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. I see Honorable Dr. Nyikal again.
Chair, I rise to support this. Again, we are just noting the copycat issue, but I also arise to note that we can see what is coming in the future. I think the Party of Independence is going to have a lot of sway and with a lot of voice in the assembly. We note it with
but only to correct you that there will be no party of independence here.
I'm just reading the future.
There can only be independents,
yeah,
but not their party, because you see, they will.
From what I see, Mr. Chair, it is a very likely possibility.
Now, you didn't contribute to this one. I didn't see or hear anything.
That was a contribution.
So well, I take it as a contribution anyway.
So I support it.
I will propose the question. No, I will put the question which is at Clause 41 be amended as proposed by Honorable Dr. Pukose. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I put the question which is at clause 41 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Many as of a contrary opinion say nay?
Aye. No, we said
There is a problem there. Now we must have to redo it again because first, honorable members, let me make it very clear that the independents cannot conglomerate. They will be independent on their own. So, Honorable Bukose, you must be very careful. So I will put the question again, yes, which is that clause 41, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 42.
I want to call the mover to move second reading on this clause 42.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move for the second reading, clause 42. This is
now be read a second time.
Be read a second time.
Correct.
Honorable Chair, the chief occupation.
You are through now. Let us proceed. We will have time later. So I propose the question which is that the new clause 42 be now read a second time. We can have you now.
Honorable Chair, this is where this is a new clause. The chief occupational therapist at the ministry for the time being responsible for matters relating to health shall hold the office of the registrar until the first appointment is made under section 17. This is a transitional clause so that once this law becomes an act, then we're not going to have a vacuum. We should have somebody who is going to act in that position until the process of competitive recruitment of the registrar is done.
Okay. All right, so I will put the question, which is that the new clause 42 be now read a second time. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And I propose the question, which is that the new clause 42 be part of the bill. I proceed to put the question, which is that the new clause 42 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Schedule.
Propose the question, which is that the schedule be part of the bill. Put the question, which is that the schedule be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
Propose a question, which is that clause 2 be part of the bill. And I put the question, which is that clause 2 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I propose a question, which is that the title be the title to the bill. And I put the question, which is that the title be the title of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
Propose the question, which is that clause 1 be part of the bill. And I put the question, which is that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now I will call the mover to move third reading. So, Honorable Bukose, kindly move that reading. Oh, no, Honorable Sang, sorry. Honorable Sang. You move that reading.
Oh, the mic. Sorry.
Proceed.
On Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Occupational Therapist Training, Registration and Licensing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2016, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Very well. So I put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Occupational Therapist Training and Registration Licensing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2016, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Those of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Tumemaliza hali shafanya.
Mr. Speaker.
We will start with the Kenya remedies. We'll start with the Kenya Trade Remedies Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2017. Honorable Chair.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree. Am I in order, Mr. Speaker?
You have the mic.
I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report.
No, we are not moving, reporting now. We are reporting to the House.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the committee of the whole House has considered the Kenya Trade Remedies Bill number 4 of 2017 and approved the same with amendments.
That's very well. Okay, we will move to. We will call the mover to move agreement with reporting.
Honorable Speaker,
yourself.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I also request Honorable Onyura to second the motion for agreement with the report of the committee of the whole House.
Where is Honorable Onyura? I don't see your card. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I do second the bill.
Very well. And I proceed to propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Okay, I see no major let me see, Honorable Senator, member for Kajiado, you want to say something on this? Honorable, okay, no interest. So, honorable members, I will not dispose of this because we don't have the required numbers. So we'll move to the next one, which is the Basic Education Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2016. That is where Honorable Senator is.
Yes, Honorable
handling.
Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. And I also request Honorable Iringo Kubai to second.
I'd like you to report to the House.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report.
Proceed, yes.
I beg to report
Just a minute, Honorable Senator. Just a minute.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Basic Education Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2016, and approved the same with amendment.
Very well. So proceed and move reporting to move agreement with the report. Immediately thereafter. You want the, yes, the mic, sorry.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and I also request Honorable Iringo Kubai to second the motion.
Very well. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
Very well. So I will propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Honorable Neto, you want to say something on that? No, I see you have removed your card. No interest, so I will state that I will not also put the question on this one for obvious reasons. So we'll move to the next one, which is the Occupational Therapist Training, Registration and Licensing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2016.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report to the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Occupational Therapist Training and Registration Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2016, and approved the same with amendments.
Okay, so let's have the mover to move reporting, to move agreement with report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I also request Honorable Dr. Bokose to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Okay, proceed. You don't seem to have placed your card.
Please.
Okay, proceed now.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
And I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Honorable Nyekal, you want to say something on this?
Mr. Speaker, I just want to congratulate the mover of this, and that this is an extremely important bill that will now become an act, and we have very many of them, and now we have the Health Act, which I presume has been passed, and all this will have to be actually put together under the Act, and it's one step forward to avoid the kind of confusion we are seeing in the health sector that is giving rise to the many problems, including even the ongoing strike. I think it's an important step, and I support this.
Very well. Again, on this one, we will not put the question for the reason that we do not have the required numbers. So that marks the end of this one. So we will proceed now to the next order.
Order number 10, the Breastfeeding Mothers Bill, National Assembly Bill number 13 of 2017, second reading.
So Agostino Neto, you want to contribute on the breastfeeding?
Yes.
Yes. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'd like to support this particular bill. I really think it's a bill that creates very interesting provisions. First, I think the rights of lactating mothers and the rights of children because of employment spaces and employment distances should not really be curtailed now that this bill is going to see light of day. I really think mothers for a long time have suffered because they have to report to work, and you have had the chance where the babies now have to be weaned early enough for mothers to go back to work. But providing that there needs to be a place where the mothers can have safe havens and safe places for breastfeeding, I really think is good and timely. Madam Speaker, the clause 3 of this bill that provides for expressing of breast milk, I really think that because you've already created space for lactation, I'm really wondering if at all there would then be need for issues of expressing milk, or maybe there ought to have been a provision for caregivers being allowed at the workplace. Because I'm looking at clause 4. The clause 4 is prescribing for the manner in which the lactation environment need to look like. I'm of the view that this particular lactation space should be more a regulation issue as opposed to a substantive clause in the Act, because from time to time you might be having various employers with various spaces which then might not really, you don't want to straitjacket the framework in which the lactation place would look like. So I really think that whereas it's important requesting a lactation place to have the various contents, which is a very good thing, a fridge, a wash basin, amongst other things. I really think I would differ from employer to employer, because you find basically the employment environment would not be certain, so that if at all this particular clause was in the schedules, would then be important. Because you'd then be having the various employers trying to meet the various criterion of what the employment environment looks like. Madam Speaker, one of the things that we really need to look at and focus is that there could be employers who, having seen this particular law, some of them not very well intentioned, would really be going against the count and spirit of the law. And I'm really happy that there is a provision here for penalties with regard to what employers who do not really meet this particular criterion ought to be. But I really think that this is a bill that is forward-looking, Madam Speaker, and I really think that mothers really need to make use of this particular bill. And I really think the fact that for a long time we've been having mothers having breastfeeding circumstances really being curtailed, I really think is going to be dealt with. Madam Speaker, the provision on flexible work arrangements for breastfeeding mothers I think is also a plus, so that the mothers are not going to be punished by the view of the virtue of the fact that they have little children. So I really think that clause 6 of this particular bill is fairly very important with regard to really having flexible working conditions and the number of assignments of work, so that instead of having loss of man hours, at least the flexibility will be giving the mothers a chance to work in a manner that is also good psychologically for them and also for the children. Madam Speaker, it's also good, clause 7 of this particular bill, which gives room for baby changing facilities. I really think that the baby changing facilities also ought to be part of what is in the lactation area, so that the lactation area should not just be for purposes of feeding, but also be safe space where you can actually once or twice prescribe to have the caregivers. Because one of the things that I'm not seeing being taken care of in this particular bill is a place for caregivers. How are you going to be having a lactating baby? Who takes care of the baby when the mother is at work? Because there ought to be an arrangement where there's both space for the mother and also maybe perhaps space for caregivers. So I really think it ought to be one that looks in the all overarching scenario of baby care, which is just not about breastfeeding. So I really think that you need to think about who takes care of the baby where the mother is at work, so because the baby cannot be left all over the place in the lactation area. Madam Speaker, the general penalty that is put in this bill, though pegged at 500,000 shillings for being a general penalty, I really think that it needs to be distinguished for what sections. I know general penalties, of course, cover all the other sections, but there's already a penalty that has been covered in clause 4 of this particular bill. So therefore, there ought to be other penalties that would not have been envisaged that you really need to think about. Otherwise, all in all, I think it's a very good bill, one that is going to help in giving lactating mothers space. But two, I really think that most of the things that have been contained substantively in the bill ought to be issues of regulations. But third and last, I really think that the space for caregivers or the people taking care of the little children need to be taken into consideration so that at least you have a whole array of the lactating mothers, but also the ones taking care of the children. Madam Speaker, I do support the bill.
Cyprian Ringo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to contribute to this bill. Madam Speaker, first and foremost, I stand to support the bill, the Breastfeeding Mothers Bill 2017, and congratulate the draft of the bill, Honorable Sabina Chege of Moranga. And because I know she came up with this one because she is a candidate to this effect. Madam Speaker, I fully agree with the bill, and I would first and foremost say that we are told by the medics, and it is medically said that we need to breastfeed our children, or mothers should breastfeed children up to 6 months and beyond. And sometimes even there are those who go for a year and beyond, and therefore this basic right of a child should not be denied because the mother is working, and also the mother should be given ample time to bring that toddler or that baby and in a healthy way, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, breast milk is said to be the best food for a child for the first 6 months, and therefore there are jobs which are really demanding, and you find that the mother might go to work maybe at night, especially nurses and the others. Others may be called to work for long hours, and this denies the baby the essential right of that particular milk, Madam Speaker. So having this lactation premises or premises where, or cubes where the mother should be breastfeed, also will give the mothers privacy when they are breastfeeding the children, and also hygienic conditions, because the bill spells out what lactation room should be, or what should they have, like a fridge, like wash basin, like water, lockable. It should be cleaned, clean, well aired, and the like. But Madam Speaker, this bill lacks, and I think my Honorable Sabina will include in the third reading on the committee of the House, the part where we require, like one of our members has expressed, who will be staying with the baby when the mother is working. Because you cannot just keep the baby in the lactation room after breastfeeding. Someone must take care of the baby. I mean, this bill should also cover up that person who will be taking care of the baby. Where will he or she be staying when the mother is with the baby, or if the baby needs to sleep? Where will the baby sleep? Again, Madam Speaker, this bill should look into, there are those mothers who maybe work very near their working places, or they work for short hours, and therefore the institutions which are supposed to put up these rooms, they should be spelled out that how many lactation rooms would you require, how many tables or desks or maybe beds would you require in a particular establishment, given the number of employees in that particular establishment, Madam Speaker. Because, Madam Speaker, like here in Parliament, how many ladies do we have who maybe we could be purporting or supposing to be having babies? There are institutions like the schools. How many lady teachers are there? There are many other industries and many others. Therefore, the bill should spell out that in an establishment where we have got would-be mothers, let's say 20, then we require so many rooms. If they are 30 or 40, we require so many rooms, Madam Speaker. And in that case, Madam Speaker, it will be watertight in that each and every establishment will have its conditions or its predetermined requirements for those particular premises, Madam Speaker. More so, Madam Speaker, also, there is the working hours. because the bill is trying to say that the lactating mothers should be given at least 40 minutes to breastfeed within a period of 4 hours, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, 40 minutes from breastfeeding is too much. It's too much, Madam Speaker, because the baby will not breastfeed for all those. I mean, it should be at least reasonable time. Once the baby is fed, then the mother can go to work, because we'll have some other mothers who go and malinga there in that room without doing anything, and with a view that, I mean, saying that they are going to breastfeed their children. So, Madam Speaker, let it be reasonable time. Also, Madam Speaker, I support the bill because now, once it is put into law, then any institution which does not provide these facilities will have breached the law, and therefore there is a fine for the same. But, Madam Speaker, a fine not exceeding 500,000, Madam Speaker. Why? So, Madam Speaker, the fine of 500,000, Madam Speaker, is quite punitive, Madam Speaker, because I think we should consider lowering that one. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, I feel I support the bill, and when it comes to the committee of the whole House, personally, I'll bring some amendments so that we can polish it further. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Michael Onyura. Mike.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to support this bill, and do congratulate Honorable Sabina for bringing it up. I think, Madam Speaker, this is a very progressive bill, and I think it is, although it is coming up now, it's not an entirely new practice, because, Madam Speaker, I remember at one time when I used to work in the plantation industry, through just collective bargaining agreements with the employer and the union of the plantations, such an arrangement had been agreed and actually put in the CBA, where mothers were allowed to have what was then called nursing breaks at intervals to be able to breastfeed the children. To me, I think this is a very worthwhile investment, and I do hope that employers will support it and cooperate fully. Because if you look at just the benefits, even for the nation, the fact that we then have all the advantages that go with the proper and adequate breastfeeding, like increase of immunity for our children, just general good health for our children, or babies who are in fact the future citizens and future employees in these organizations. The fact that the bonding between the mother and the children is enhanced. And it has a lot of economic and health advantages. And Madam Speaker, I think that's the most natural meal that our children can get. Madam Speaker, I think this bill also goes a long way in enhancing both the mothers' and children's rights and welfare. Madam Speaker, I think even as we do this, as we do and improve the welfare of mother and child, we need to go a bit further and look at even improving the certain terms and conditions of service in certain areas. Here, Madam Speaker, I have in mind something like the entitlement to maternity leave. I think if you compare with the good practice in other countries, you find this is something that is taken very seriously. You find that there are countries which give maternity leave for as long as 6 months or even more. I think such countries have understood that it pays to invest in upbringing of the nation's children, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm also encouraged that the bill provides for the Cabinet Secretary to be able to make regulations that can enhance the compliance with the bill, or the compliance with the objectives of the bill. At least we can start from where the bill is now, and we can keep improving, the conditions and the regulations as we move on, as we also learn from other best practices internationally, and also as we learn from our mistakes and limitations, Madam Speaker. So I think that is a very good provision. And finally, Madam Speaker, I think there's need for continuous civic and health education generally. Because yes, we may provide something like this for the working mothers, but really, overall, in terms of percentage of our population, I think that is a small minority. So there's need for the larger majority who are not working, who are maybe housewives and maybe self-employed, also to be sensitized and given adequate education in this area, so that they too can be able to comply with the good objectives of such a bill. Madam Speaker, I support the bill very strongly.
James Nyika.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to support this bill. Madam Speaker, this bill recognizes two extremely important factors in the life of any nation. One, the role of childbearing and child rearing of a mother. Madam Speaker, this is such a big issue and is often ignored. People do not realize why in many instances, even in politics, women do not go into many occupations, including politics, because they value the role of child rearing. And to recognize this in a law, that the women are supported to look after children while they're doing other jobs, is extremely important. It will, in fact, increase the productivity of women as employers. As some people may think that if you undertake all this, it will increase the cost of production. I'm convinced that the productivity that will increase through this process will far outweigh the cost that we put there, and I think it's a good thing. Many times, Madam Speaker, I've been in a position where women will tell you that if I'm doing this at the cost or at the risk of the life of my baby, I will not do it. So I think this is extremely important recognition. Madam Speaker, the other one is the health of a baby and the importance in the development of the human being. The first 2 years of life is extremely important in the growth of human beings. And breastfeeding is such an integral part of this that without it, people may actually survive and grow, but not meet their natural potential in life. Breast milk is not only for nutrition, but it actually have what you'd call medicinal values. It protects children, it helps children to recover from illnesses, and it is particularly important in the development of the brain. In fact, in cases in environments where there's not much food and there's malnutrition, just breastfeeding alone will ensure proper development of the baby. Therefore, if we bring this and therefore help mothers who go to work and still take care of their babies in an environment that is healthy, I think I support the bill for this. The issue of the lactation place, there was some honorable members have indicated that probably it is too prescriptive of what should be in the lactation place. This is a health requirement. When babies are going to be fed, there are things that are necessary, and the list that is indicated here, I think is a bare minimum that must appear in law. If you leave it for the employers to say that they are put a place, people will just get a small area and declare you can go and breastfeed your baby there. That is not the essence. The essence is to make sure that the baby is fed in the most appropriate situation, in the most healthy situation, and in clause 4, it actually goes further down and to say, provide appropriate programs that develop a baby's cognitive, emotional, social, and language abilities. Babies all the time are developing, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, and what they see, what they experience, what they play with, Madam Speaker, is important in their development. So this is not just another corner that is going to be put in working areas so that the law is actually is met, the requirements of the law are met. It is important that it is made important. I also like the indication that there should be a play area. I think we should move forward even getting a play area. But we should also think when the babies are going to be breastfed, when the mother goes back to work, who is looking after the baby? So I think we should look at the area to also be adequate for a caretaker to be there. Even that is not too expensive if we look at the development of a baby. People tend to think that children, babies and children belong to the parents. That is not true. I think babies and children are the greatest national assets to which the nation and any institution must contribute to. I like the flexibility that's required of working times and the time provided for breastfeeding. It would be pointless to have a place set aside and there is no time also set aside for that. And the issue of flexibilities, those of us who have had the opportunity to work with mothers who have babies, they are very sensitive of what is happening to the baby. So that flexibility is important so that even between the allowed times, there may be occasionally a need for the mother to attend to the baby. And so I think that flexibility is extremely important. The honorable member indicated that 40 minutes may be too long to breastfeed a baby. No, the breastfeeding a baby is a process of bonding, it's a process of feeling between the baby and the mother. Some people may not know that by the age of 6 months, in fact, a baby may feel that the mother is not responsive and even refuse to breastfeed. So it's not just pulling out the breast and putting the mother's baby. They need to interact, they need to bond, and then the feeding has the value that it should have. So, Madam Speaker, I'm extremely happy with this bill and I support it. The penalties that are put in place is extremely important also, Madam Speaker, because we're not just going to put a law and leave it there. You can't leave many things to the goodwill of employer, to the goodwill of people. So people have to know that if you do not look after our babies while their mothers are working in your institutions, you will pay for it. So with that, Madam Speaker, I support this bill and we may make amendments when it comes to third stage, depending on where that comes and whether we shall all, some of us will all be here, but we'll definitely make amendments to actually make the bill even better. With that, I support.
Mayor Wamboi.
Thank you to give me this opportunity. I allow to support the motion because I know breastfeeding the baby is very important for the mothers. You are going to know whether your baby is wet or not wet, and also you need for the baby to be comfort. So it is not a long time. And also when the mother is working, you know we are working because of our family. And when you have got a healthy baby, you feel proud. So I ask all the members to support this motion and to pass it. And also the penalty is not a lot of money. Because if you are going to say it's 1,000, people are going to feel it's not good for them. They are just say, I'm going to pay the money. And this one is going to be a law so that our people, where women are working, because like now that we have got to employ young mothers, and they need to have babies. So we cannot say that is, we are going to take for granted that the employers is going to do that job willingly. So we need to put a law. And also it's good for us to know that these small babies, they are going to be the future leaders for tomorrow. And the country who have got healthy babies, actually they feel proud. So I'm so happy about Savina Chege when she brought this motion to this house so that we can know that even when our children are going to get a
Wamboi, please note that it's a bill. It's not
it's a
a
bill.
motion.
Yes, this bill is going to pass because we are asking the members to pass this bill because we know all people who are going to be employed, so many of them, they are going to start getting their babies, and we need them to be supported. So it is good to support this motion, this bill, and that's why I'm saying that 500 is not a lot of money. Because we know some people, they said, because I have got money, even if I'm going to be taken to court, I'm going to pay that money. So it is we need to put it as a law for this country. And we know in the future, we are going to have more babies, more health children to help this country. Thank you. And where they are going to put the care of those children, we need to know that that place is going to be proper health care so that it's going to be clean. It's going to have all the facilities for the babies. And also the people who are going to be employed there to take care for the babies. Also, they must be clean. Thank you very much. I support.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity also to speak on to this bill. A bill which I think has come in timely because of the challenges the modern parents have. I want to, on the onset, indicate that I'm also supporting the bill, Madam Speaker, for the many reasons. One is that as parents, we are the most influential book our children would ever read on the subject of character formation, on the subject of values of the society, and what it is that it makes a family a special place to be. Madam Speaker, the bill has come in good time considering the kind of challenges we have nowadays as young parents. We have mothers, unlike our mothers, they are working, they are earning a living. Most of them are working long hours than men. And therefore it calls on us as a society to ensure that the enabling environment is created so that these parents are able to do what they must do and still provide the values that the children who are growing up needs. Madam Speaker, we all appreciate that there is power in bonding. When the mother bonds with the child in that formative age of age 0 to 2 years, is very critical, not just to the parents, but very critical to the country. We all have a duty to ensure that our country is going to be a country where values are upheld, where values are respected, where people know the position of a family, where they know the position of the dad and mom. That is important to make a holistic country, because without that, Madam Speaker, then we are going to have people who have gone to school, but people who have no idea what it takes to build a nation. And I think, Madam Speaker, this bill in many ways attempts to address that, because if we have a provision for the mothers to bond with their children, I think we'll have done a lot of justice for this country. Madam Speaker, the workers are as good as the employer. If the environment under which they are working is not supportive, they are not going to give their best in their places of work. So when you are a young mama and you know your child is hurting somewhere, and especially with the nuns nowadays who are not caring enough, who are caning the children, punishing them, innocent children, it will always disturb a working lady, knowing that she is not in control of what's going on back home. But we know when you know your child is a wall away from where you are working, it gives you comfort, it gives you some satisfaction, and hence you are more motivated to give your best in your place of work, and that increases production. And once we increase production, then even the issues of unemployment is going to be addressed, because it's a chain. It's a chain which follows the other. Once we address that, then production goes up, and hence more people will be required to do what must be done to grow the company. However, Madam Speaker, it's important that we also need to be very sensitive to this provision that we are giving in the bill, because I'm imagining of an SME, a small company which is starting now. If we may pass a law that it binds everybody, every business, every company, to create a place where the breastfeeding will be done, the lactation place, Madam Speaker, then we are also sending away some small companies who are starting now, because these small companies cannot afford some of the expenses required of them, because to have that provision, you have to have space, and space costs money. To have that space for breastfeeding, you need to have other facilities like the fridge. You need to have people to take care of those children, to keep it clean and such. That is a cost to a small company. Not many companies can afford that, especially at a formative stage. Madam Speaker, at a later stage, I would want to propose an amendment where we provide that a company with a given turnover, only then they're the ones required by law to have this kind of provision. Because if you say it, you pass a blanket provision and say every company, every business must have this facility, then, Madam Speaker, we are going to shoot ourselves in the foot in the sense that we are not going to create an opportunity for the entrepreneurs who are finishing from universities, who have ideas on how to start business, but they don't have the capital, which, of course, part of it will be required to set up this facility, which is a noble idea, but also we have to strike a balance between noble ideas and also creating an enabling environment for the businesses to thrive, so that we are going to address the issues of unemployment, Madam Speaker. I come from a region where unemployment is such a mess. Recently, when Parliament advertised for opportunities, which are less than 100, I was taken aback on the queue that I saw outside there. And I'm told some people had applied online. If that is a representation of unemployment in the country, Madam Speaker, then I think we need to do something, and we need to encourage people who have ideas on how to start businesses, so that we don't kill their ideas because of the many hurdles we are going to put on before them, and which hurdles are going to injure the business and injure the economy going forward. As I said, Madam Speaker, from the beginning, parents are the most influential book our children will ever read on the subject of morality, on the subject of Christianity, on the subject of what it takes to be a good person, and hence the environment will be a very clean place to live in. Mother Teresa says, if all of us can clean the front of our houses, the entire country will be a very clean place to live in. If all of us can do our bit, our small contribution to make our lives more bearable, to enable our children to grow up with those values which are going to make our country a better place to live in, then all of us are going to have a better tomorrow than we have it today. With that, Madam Speaker, I support the bill.
David Oche.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I also rise to support this very important bill. Madam Speaker, as you would know, the country today, the maternity leave that mothers have got is only 90 days. And as you'd be aware, that will be a very short time if what we are advocating is for longer periods of breastfeeding, normally advocated for six months in the minimum. And so this bill tries to cure a very important anomaly that we have today, that mothers stop breastfeeding early because they have to respond to the rigors and the requirements of their work. And that's why the thought by Honorable Sabina Chege to have employers providing conducive environment for breastfeeding must be lauded. Madam Speaker, advantages of breastfeeding abound. There are so many. But above all, they make the children that are being breastfed healthier. They make them, keep them away from diseases. On budget, they reduce the budget of the country on health care. I mean, it is a no-brainer that a child that breastfeeds for more than 6 months is a healthier child than the one that breastfeeds for only 2 months. And we've seen, and this is talking to my sisters, to our wives and mothers who are still giving birth, that breastfeeding doesn't make you ugly. Breastfeeding doesn't make you not smarter. Breastfeeding you makes you a better mother, a caring mother, and makes your child a healthier child. And so those who stop breastfeeding early, by choice, that you know, Madam Speaker, you know, some of them by the first month or second month, they have stopped breastfeeding. They do what I've seen this bill calling expressing. I don't know what it means, because it's not very well defined in my opinion. But I mean, if you ask our mothers about expressing, I mean, it's a modern way of doing things, yes. But it's a lazier way of looking at things, and one of the ways that this bill seeks to secure, just to cure, that breastfeed, just let your child suckle, is the best way to make the child grow healthier, is the best way. I mean, it comes with so many advantages, Mr. Speaker, including delaying ovulation. And we know that it's scientifically proven that breastfeeding delays ovulation, and that so it helps you delay an unwanted pregnancy just 3-4 months after the child has been born. And so it comes with so many advantages. It makes child have stronger bones. It has reduced child mortality in the country. And so, to the extent that this bill will encourage breastfeeding, the extent that it encourage fathers to also ensure, or men to ensure that they participate in making breastfeeding easier and comfortable and fashionable for our women, goes a long way. But I agree with Honorable Tongi that there are aspects of this bill that could make it stillborn. Because if you say that an employer will provide adequate number of trained staff on what? On breastfeeding? If you are saying that the employer shall provide nutritionally balanced meals and snacks daily, no, that can't be the job of an employer. I mean, things like food and water, these are supposed to be provided for by the person, herself or himself, for the wife, for that matter. And so I would be moving amendments to ensure that this very noble bill does not meet resistance in implementation because of, one, cost of implementation. Because if you're saying that, Madam Speaker, you may know this, I ran a law firm with around 15 employees, around 16 employees. And if in that law firm I must provide these services, and in my law firm, it will shock you that out of the 16 of them, 11 are ladies. And so if I would be required to provide this kind of a service, probably I would change my mind and now only employ men, so I don't have to provide these services being talked about. And so you must have government contribution. Government must facilitate and help employers provide these kind of facilities, either through tax exemption or tax refunds. I mean, it will be good to encourage people, because this is something you're trying for the first time, Madam Speaker. But it will be good to say, for example, that if, as an employer, you can prove that you've made the requirements under this bill and you've spent, say, 100,000 shillings, then you are tax exempt to that extent. I think that will become a contribution. It will make the implementation of this bill easier. And I would want to talk to Honorable Sabina Chege to look at the innovative ways through which implementing this bill may not look punitive. But above all, Madam Speaker, what we may also need to be doing going forward, it's been done before, but I don't think it's creating much impact, is continue with civic education to young mothers to understand that breastfeeding is a good thing to do. That breastfeeding helps our children grow well. Breastfeeding has, like I said, so many advantages, and Madam Speaker, I can only hope that we go back to what we used to be, where a child grew normally, a child belongs to the community, and it looks good if someone just removed her blouse and got her things out and fed her baby without someone thinking that this is being mannerless. It is the best thing that happened to our children, and I think all of us must be able to encourage this. And Speaker, finally, I want to say that the young mothers, the new mothers, will also have to be responsive to what we are trying to do. The exigencies of time and frustrations of life, Madam Speaker, would require that then probably someone has to send their children from home to the place of work to be breastfed, and then to be taken back to the house and all these kind of things. It requires a two-way process where the mothers concerned are also very responsive, and even the fathers concerned are responsive to the extent that they're able to go back home to bring the child to breastfeed. I mean, it's a two-way process, and I think you'll have to basically make aware or create awareness among both parents that it's a two-way process and that you reduce your medical bills. You know, currently, you go to the hospital, Madam Speaker, it's all about allergies. It's about very basic illnesses that could be cured through, you know, we are taking our children through physiotherapy that could be avoided using basic breastfeeding. Our children are going down through small diseases that could be avoided. And if both parents take responsibility in this regard, then I'm sure the owner of this bill and this country will be much better off. Madam Speaker, I support. Thank you.
Mheshimiwa.
Asante sana Bi Speaker. Kwanza nachukua nafasi hii kumpatia kongole dadangu Mheshimiwa Sabina Chege kwa kutupatia mswada kama huu. Kwa sababu sisi kama viongozi wa kina mama 47, sababu moja ambayo kulitengezwa viti hivi 47 ni kuwa tuweze kuhakikisha haki za kina mama na watoto zimeangaliwa. Na nataka nimwambie katika mswada hii ametimiza jukumu lake kama kiongozi wa kina mama. Sote tunafahamu ya kwamba kunyonyesha mtoto ama maziwa ya mama ni muhimu sana kwa mtoto mchanga, kwa sababu kwanza yanapunguza maradhi mengi ambayo yangekuwa rahisi sana kumshika mtoto katika umri mdogo kama ule. Vile vile pia tukizingatia watoto ambao wamezaliwa na maradhi haya ya kisasa, maradhi ya ukimwi, madaktari huwa wanahimiza sana mtoto yule aweze kunyonyeshwa kwa muda wa miezi 6 bila kupatiwa chakula chengine chochote. Hivyo basi, ikiwa mzazi hatapata nafasi ya kumnyonyesha mtoto, itamlazimu ampatie chakula mbadala ama maziwa mbadala, na hivyo basi atapunguza nafasi zake za kuweza kusaidika katika kujikinga na maradhi kama haya kuyamaliza. Jambo la pili nataka nizungumzia kwamba mswada huu umezungumzia kuwekwa kwa nafasi ambazo wazazi kina mama watatumia kuwanyonyesha watoto wao. Na mimi nataka niseme hili ni jambo muhimu sana, haswa tukizingatia wafanyikazi katika hizi taasisi za kibinafsi ambazo tunasema katika hizi private sector ama wale ambao wameandikwa na waajiri wa kibinafsi. Imekuwa matatizo sana, haswa kama hawa wanaofanya kazi kama vijakazi wa ndani ya nyumba. Watu hawa wanapata mateso mengi sana. Kwanza hawapatiwi nafasi, hata hizi nafasi ambazo tunasema ni za siku za maternity huwa kwao pia ni haba, na pia vile vile huwa hawapati nafasi yoyote ya mapumziko katika ile siku nzima ambayo yuko pale katika kazi. Kwa hivyo mswada huu utakapopitishwa vizuri ni kwamba wale waajiri wa kibinafsi waweze kuhakikisha ya kwamba wamefuata sheria hii inavyotakikana. Na iwapo kama ndugu zangu hapa Tong alivyozungumzia ya kwamba kuna masuala katika mswada hii pengine yatakuwa ngumu kwa wale waajiri, pengine katika kutengeza ile nafasi pale na kuhakikisha kuwa imefuata taratibu ambazo zimezungumziwa katika mswada huu, basi itakuwa ni vizuri waangalie mipango ya kupangilia zile nyakati ambazo mama yule anaweza kupatiwa ruhusa basi ya kurudi nyumbani na kuweza kwenda kumnyonyesha mtoto kwa njia inayotakikana. Na ikiwa basi hataweza jambo hilo, itambidi lazima afuate sheria hino vile inavyozungumzia. Vile vile pia nataka nizungumzie ya kwamba maziwa ya mama, nakubaliana na mheshimiwa mwenzangu aliyesema ya kwamba ni njia mwafaka ya kupanga uzazi pasi na kutumia haya madawa ya kisasa ama hizi mbinu za kisasa za kuweza kufanya mpango wa uzazi. Hivyo basi, iwapo mswada huu utapita vizuri na uweze kutekelezwa, tutakuwa pia tumepunguza gharama nyingi na mambo mengi sana, na yale matatizo ambayo huwa yanatokea kwa kina mama kutumia haya madawa ya kisasa katika mambo ya kupanga uzazi. Swala jingine ambalo pia ningezungumzia ni kwamba lazima tufanye jambo la kuhamasisha kina mama. Kina mama wajulishwe ya kwamba mswada huu umepitishwa wakati tutakuwa tumeupitisha, ili wajue haki zao, na iwe ni katika haki za kimsingi ya kwamba mama apate haki hii ya kuweza kumpatia mtoto mchanga pia haki yake ya kuweza kupata maziwa ya mama. Nataka niseme ya kwamba swala hili ambalo mheshimiwa amelitoa ni shauri zuri sana. Na wakati wametengeza zile nafasi, tusiweke ya kwamba tumeambiwa basi tufanye tu kwa njia ya kuonekana tumefanya, lakini hatufanyi kwa njia ya sawa. Tumeona kina mama wakikimbia kunyonyesha watoto chooni, hilo ni jambo ambalo limetokea. Tumeona kina mama wakikimbia kunyonyesha watoto kwenye jiko. Wanakimbia nasema acha nikimbie niende hapa kwa jiko, nimeletewa mtoto na msichana wangu wa kazi, niende nimnyonyeshe. Sehemu kama zile kwa hakika si sehemu ambazo zitampatia mtoto nafasi nzuri na kumpatia ile haki yake inayotakikana. Pia nataka nikubaliane ya kwamba dakika 40 sizo nyingi, dakika 40 ni dakika za usawa, kwa sababu kabla hujamnyonyesha mtoto kuna mambo kadha wa kadha ambayo lazima uyafanye. Na nashukuru ya kwamba tumeambiwa hata kutakuwa na beseni lile ambalo mama ataweza kuosha matiti yake pale, na pia kutakuwa na friji ambayo tutakuwa tumehifadhi yale maziwa, pengine kama ni maziwa ambayo tumeweka ama ni nini, iwe itakuwa pale ili mtoto aweze kupatiwa. Kwa hivyo hizi njia zote ambazo zimezungumziwa hapa ni kwamba zimezingatia mambo mengi sana ya kiafya ya kuweza kuhakikisha ya kwamba huyu mtoto wakati amenyonyeshwa na mamake atakuwa amepata ile kinga inayotakikana kwa mujibu wa madaktari wanavyozungumzia. Vile vile pia nataka niseme ni jukumu la serikali kuweza kushikana pamoja na taasisi za kiafya katika kuhakikisha haya mambo mengine yaliyozungumziwa ya kwamba kutakuwa na kile chakula pengine ama vile vitafunio ambavyo vitaweza kusaidia katika mambo yale, na pia washirikiane na ile mipango mengine ya kiserikali ambayo inataka kuhakikisha ya kwamba watoto wataweza kukua kwa njia inayofaa kulingana na lisho bora. Najua kuna program ambazo zinafanyika za mambo ya lisho bora, pia zinafanyika kupitia zahanati zetu za umma ama zahanati za kiserikali. Kwa hivyo kama kutakuwa na ushirikiano kama huo, haya matatizo mengine itakuwa pia si ngumu kuyatatua kulingana na mswada huu vile ulivozungumzia. Mambo ya kuangalia mazingira, yale mazingira vile yatakavyokuwa ya pale pahali ambapo pametengwa kwa mtoto kunyonyeshwa ni muhimu sana. Tusione tu ya kwamba tumeambiwa tuweke mahali, basi uchukue mahali pengine pana manzi, mahali ni pachafu, pengine pana harufu mbaya, mahali pengine ni karibu na mitaro ya maji machafu ama mitaro ya kupeleka uchafu, alafu tumetengeza mahali kama hapo. Lazima mazingira yawe ni mazingira ambayo hayatamfanya mtoto kuweza kupata maradhi yoyote ama yule mama pia kuweza kupata maradhi yoyote. Kwa hivyo iwapo tutazingatia kabisa kwa njia hizi na kuweza kufanya ushirikiano wa vitengo vya kiserikali, taasisi za kiafya na pia kina mama na haya makundi ya kina mama, kuhamasisha kwa zile njia ambazo tutaweza kuhakikisha ya kwamba msaada kama huu umefanyika na umeweza kutekelezwa, mimi nasema bunge hili litakuwa limeweka historia nzuri sana ya kuweza kuwafikiria watoto wachanga na kuweza kuwafikiria kina mama na kuwapatia haki zao. Hakuna jambo zuri kama mama kuwa na nafasi ya kumnyonyesha mtoto. Ile ndio njia pia ya kuwa yule mtoto anasoma mambo mengi kutoka kwa mama na anaweza kujamiana na mamake ama mzazi wake kwa ukaribu sana, kwa sababu mtoto mchanga, usidanganywe, anasomeshwa na mama. Sisi kina mama huwa wakati tunawanyonyesha tunawazungumzia, tunawasemea, wao pengine watacheka tu, lakini katika kule kucheka ndio ya kwamba amesoma yale ambayo umemuelezea na kumfahamisha. Kwa hivyo ile njia ya kusoma kwa mtoto inaanzia mbali sana, tangu akiwa mtoto mchanga mpaka akifikia kuvunja ungo na kuendelea juu. Na njia hii ya kuwa mama akimnyonyesha ni njia moja ya kuwaweza kuwafunza watoto wetu wachanga. Kwa hayo mengi ama machache, nasema shukrani sana na nasema tena kongole dada Sabina mheshimiwa kwa mswada kama huu. Asante.
Leonard Sang.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. I also want to start by congratulating my sister Sabina Cheke for coming up with at least a legal framework on matters who may wish to breastfeed their children at their workplace. Madam Speaker, this is a bill that has come at the right time. Unfortunately, we are almost coming to an end of this particular 11th Parliament, But I wish it could have gone all the way so that at least it become an act of parliament, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, for a very long time, our mothers or our families have been suffering because of no places or no policy or no parliamentary act on breastfeeding, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, it is actually very good to realize that at least in this particular bill, it has a provision for lactation place. And Madam Speaker, going by what is there in this particular bill, it is actually very important to note that at least there will be a space, Madam Speaker, for mothers who are breastfeeding. And in this particular places, lactation place, Madam Speaker, it is actually very important to note that at least Honorable Cheke is proposing that at least we should have a place where it is shielded from fuel and be free from intrusion from co-workers. It should also be a clean, a quiet, a private, and a warm place. It should not be a bathroom or a toilet. Madam Speaker, it has been unfortunate for a very long time. Our mothers who are working has been rushing to bathrooms or toilets, Madam Speaker, to breastfeed their young ones because they have never been a legal framework on the same. Madam Speaker, with this particular act, I know, Madam Speaker, at least young mothers will have a place where they are going to take their children for breastfeeding. Madam Speaker, the importance of breast milk cannot be overemphasized, Madam Speaker. All of us know that at least the exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months actually help our young children on issues of public health. They actually prevent a good number of diseases, Madam Speaker. It also bonds the mother and the child, and it is very important at least for mother-to-child relationship, Madam Speaker. I know at least when we have the breastfeeding policy or act of parliament, Madam Speaker, I know we are going to enhance the mother-infant relationship. Madam Speaker, when you look at most of these immunizable diseases, Madam Speaker, when we breastfeed our young ones, at least exclusively for 6 months, Madam Speaker, at least we actually somehow prevent most of these diseases that we always see. Madam Speaker, with serious or potential serious infections that we always see, Madam Speaker, if we try as much as possible to stick on the 6 months exclusive breastfeeding, Madam Speaker, I know we are going to avoid most of these diseases that we always see in our young ones, Madam Speaker. Issues of diarrheal diseases, and cough and what have you, Madam Speaker, when we exclusively breastfeed our young ones, Madam Speaker, I know we are not going to see those. Madam Speaker, it is actually very important for all of us to support this particular bill because once we enact it, Madam Speaker, we are going to save our nation by having children who are not having a lot of complications in form of diseases like polio and what have you. Madam Speaker, I want to conclude by saying this is the bill in the right direction, and once enacted, I don't know when, it will actually improve the mother-child relationship. Apart from that, we are going to prevent a good number of diseases. Apart from preventing diseases, we are going to have a mother-child relationship which will be enhanced. Others, Madam Speaker, I want to say I support. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Gajuju.
Madam Speaker, I stand to support this bill. First, as a mother who has had this kind of experience in as far as breastfeeding is concerned, and also as a daughter who honors a mother, although my mother was gone to rest on the 30th of May, I think this is one bill that, if passed, it's going to respect mothers and give them that opportunity that they need to ensure that their children grow up in their proper environment. Honorable Speaker, these are some of the things that have been neglected by the community and by the lawmakers for a long time. And I think, Madam Speaker, my sister, Honorable Sabina, being also the chair of Education Committee, has done a very good thing for this country, and especially for the mothers, current mothers and mothers-to-be. Madam Speaker, we have seen for a long time that when mothers get their babies and they go on the maternity leave, the 90 days are not sufficient for one to be able to take care of that baby. And when you leave the baby at home, it becomes very complicated because even the house girls that we employ are also strangers to the children, and they might not be able to take responsibility as expected. More so, Madam Speaker, when these children get sick, it becomes very complicated for a mother who has to rush to work and also be able to attend to the child and maybe give the medication that is required. But what this bill has done, it has allowed a lactating mother to be able to balance between the child and the workplace. Because we know that the working place environment has been very harsh on the mother. And there are situations where even employers have tended to behave as if breastfeeding a child is a curse to a mother. I want to say, Madam Speaker, that time has come for this to be respected. And when I say this, I look at Mheshimiwa Sarah Korere, who earned the opportunity to be a mother in this 11th Parliament. And she really appreciates this bill, although she says that in the 12th Parliament, she's going to make yet another attempt. And I believe that she's going to be the first beneficiary of this amendment, Madam Speaker, because you and me, Madam Speaker, don't have that opportunity to enjoy this benefit. Madam Speaker, it is very complicated, especially when a working mother gets an opportunity to travel, maybe out of the country, or even to further their career. If you have to travel out of the country and your employer has not provided for a facility where you can carry your baby and also carry a nurse or a house help, then it becomes very complicated. And women have been losing these opportunities so that now they are not able to move even in their workplace. Even, Madam Speaker, when it comes to career progression, if you must do some learning while working, it also becomes very complicated if your employer does not recognize the fact that you need to breastfeed a baby. Therefore, Madam Speaker, if we are thinking of our Kenyan population and progressing it to another level, then this amendment really takes care of that situation. Madam Speaker, we also know that there are circumstances where employers have not been bothered about lactating mothers. Even when you seek for time off to be able to take care of your baby, they don't see that as a priority. It is therefore a beautiful thing that this amendment has come to be, and the employers will be obligated legally.
It's not an amendment, it is a substantive bill on it.
Yeah, sorry, yes, noted, Honourable Speaker. This bill is going to ensure that the women can comfortably be able to, especially those who are newly married, can comfortably give birth to children and know that they are going to take care of them. There was an issue raised by Honourable Ochieng as to who should be able to carry the burden of ensuring that the breastfeeding mother has a proper environment to ensure that they take care of their baby. Madam Speaker, I think government has to take charge of this and to encourage employers so that for us to be able to implement this law. Because we know, Madam Speaker, Kenya is a country that has very many laws. But the problem is not making the laws. The problem is implementing the law. And that is why we have these sanctions, where if you fail to implement a certain provision in the law, then the sanction must apply. But what I'm saying, Madam Speaker, is that there should be some sort of government incentive, so that if an employer is implementing this law, then some of these things, Madam Speaker, can be reflected in the tax burden that an employer has to carry. So that now, if you're implementing the Breastfeeding Mothers Act, because I believe it's going to be an act, then the government is able to recognize that when it comes to payment of taxes from the companies or from the private sector. Otherwise, I don't think, Madam Speaker, it will be such a tax burden on the employer in ensuring that there's a comfortable environment. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, I agree with what my sister said in this bill, and also to say it is important that we breastfeed our children, because the immunity is also higher if a child is able to breastfeed for a long period of time, not just the 6 months, but even for 1 year. It is therefore a good thing, and also gives us a longer life expectancy if we take care of our babies, both for the mother and also for the child. I support, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Memusi. Just use the one that's...
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to also add my voice to this very important bill. And Madam Speaker, I'd like to congratulate my colleague, Honorable Sabina, for bringing up this bill. Madam Speaker, as my colleagues have put it, the benefits of breastfeeding a child are many. From a healthy child, that translates to a healthy nation. The health burden in this country, Madam Speaker, is a lot. This bill will help this country reduce the health burden. Of course, the benefits of also breastfeeding a child is related to the IQ of the child. Studies have shown that if a child is breastfeeded at least for 6 months, chances of that child's IQ going high are possible. Madam Speaker, this of course translates to a nation where an innovative workforce can be gotten from these benefits. Madam Speaker, women don't have to sacrifice their careers because of childbearing. We have seen women who have had to either sacrifice their career or they've had to progress their careers under very strenuous conditions. And this bill will come and support this. However, Madam Speaker, we must be careful for women not to be discriminated against, because as the bill has put it, it might be very strenuous for startups, businesses to implement all this. So when this House or on the 12th Parliament, if the 12th Parliament will be able to make certain amendments to make sure that our women will not be discriminated against. Because with all these conditions, as much as they are beneficial for both the mother and the child, startup businesses might find it very difficult to adhere to all these conditions. Breastfeeding a child also, Madam Speaker, creates a very strong bond between the child and the mother. And of course, the benefits of a strong bond between a child and a parent cannot be overemphasized. This is very important, even in so many other angles of interactions of community. Madam Speaker, with those few remarks, I stand to support this bill. Thank you.
Sarah Korere.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to support this bill. And I also want to congratulate my sister Sabina for bringing forth such a beneficial bill to the mother and actually to the child. And Madam Speaker, they say a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. Madam Speaker, being a mother, as the Honorable Member Florence Kajiju said, Madam Speaker, we know the benefits of breastfeeding a baby exclusively for 6 months. And Madam Speaker, breastfeeding a child for 6 months cuts the risk of having children who are weak, having children who are susceptible to infections such as diarrhea and vomiting, and actually even the mortality rate of children will be cut by a reasonable rate, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, it is very, very, very unfortunate that in the 21st century, the working sector, especially the public service and the private part, Madam Speaker, still discriminate against the breastfeeding mothers. Madam Speaker, we know there are such organizations which do not employ ladies, especially women who are still within their childbearing age, who are still fertile to give birth to children like myself, Madam Speaker, simply because they fear losing in terms of the hours these ladies have to attend to their children. They fear in losing in terms of the time these ladies have to go for maternity. And Madam Speaker, it is against the spirit of the Constitution, which says that nobody should be discriminated against based on any factor, like what gender you are, or age, or anything like that, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, indeed I want to say in this House that giving birth to children is actually doing what God himself commanded human beings to do, to go forth and fill the world, Madam Speaker. And when we look at breastfeeding as an awkward, as an outdated thing, Madam Speaker, you are simply telling the career women, I don't know, to harvest babies from trees, Madam Speaker. And just like my friend Kajuju said, in the 12th Parliament, I will not just struggle to do it again, but I will pull the strings, Madam Speaker. That one I can assure. But Madam Speaker, the benefits of breastfeeding, in a country where we have smoking zones, it is very ironical that we think of having smoking zones and not having breastfeeding zones, Madam Speaker. And it is not just breastfeeding zones as such, it should be baby care centers, Madam Speaker. Because much as we want to emphasize on breastfeeding exclusively for the first 6 months of life, Madam Speaker, it's also imperative to say it is very healthy and it is actually recommended by the World Health Organization and medical practitioners that children should be breastfed for at least 2 years, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, it is very unfair to have women choose between their careers and their babies. We know both of them are very important. The career is very important and the baby is very important, Madam Speaker. And when we have these breastfeeding zones and also baby care centers, Madam Speaker, the productivity of the working mother will be at its best, Madam Speaker. Because you can imagine a mother leaving a child who is less than 1 year to a house help whom you've barely known for 2 hours or even for 1 day, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I can assure you that that lady will not be productive at work. So, Madam Speaker, by having the private sector, by having the public sector, ensure that they all have these baby care centers, Madam Speaker, it will increase the productivity of the working mothers, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, just like the speakers who have contributed here before me said, Madam Speaker, while these ladies have to attend courses for promotion outside the country or outside their workstations, many of them have been forced by circumstances simply because they have to choose between staying with the baby or attending these courses, because most employees will not cater for things like the nurse who have to travel with the baby. And Madam Speaker, it is really surprising how in this country, when it comes to everything that, some things that deal with the affairs of the women, we start talking of the wage bill, we start talking of the expenses, Madam Speaker. We know finally, losing these babies will be more expensive than having their mothers travel with them, having their mothers taking care of them, and having their mothers, Madam Speaker, work with them around the place, Madam Speaker. This thing is doable. Safaricom has done, and it's worked very well, and I'm sure others can emulate the same. So, Madam Speaker, on the onset, I want to support this bill, and I want to call upon this honorable House to support this bill, because, Madam Speaker, it have come of age whereby young mothers, whereby young ladies must take up very challenging positions, both in private and public sectors. And Madam Speaker, we should not be punished for being fertile. In fact, we should thank God for that. We should not be punished for filling the earth, just like God has commanded. So, Madam Speaker, I think this is a very important bill. We should support it, Madam Speaker, so that eventually we'll have a healthy nation. We should be a wealthy nation. I support, Madam Speaker.
Rachel Ameso.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand to support this bill, and I want to congratulate my sister Mheshimiwa Sabina Chege, for bringing this very, very important bill to the mothers of this nation. Breastfeeding is one of the many ways that we can prevent sicknesses affecting our children. And in breastfeeding, when it comes to mothers and employers, I think we've had quite a number of women losing their jobs in this country just because of the word breastfeeding. And this is very, very important, because if we do not breastfeed, then it means that we'll have a nation that will be short of babies, which will not work in the future, because we need this generation which will take over once we are old enough. Breastfeeding, as they say that, as I heard one of our members saying that who will take the responsibility of making this place to be a good breastfeeding environment for the mothers and the infant. Just like the way we look at occupational issues in workplace, where we are supposed to fix the fire extinguishers and all other measures to be put in place, that is the same way we should look for breastfeeding center in every organization. Before you set up the organization, it must be known and it must be a must that every person who is going to employ in this country, they must have a center or a room where women can go in and breastfeed, because it is their right to have these children, and it is the right of the infants to be breastfed, because that is the only means that a mother can bond with that infant. That's where they can also get to know that this is my mother, and we have a good bonding time. I remember when I was a student doing my master's, we used to have a very well-organized young student who was well up to make sure that the house girl, who was trained enough to be a driver, come a house girl, who used to bring this child every day at the university. That was a day star. So every day at 4 o'clock, that house girl would come with the baby, and the mother would come from work. So they meet at the university. She would breastfeed the baby before she takes her evening class. So if even the universities can consider mothers, so that they can also have this place breastfeeding centers. When we travel abroad and in every other airport, you would find a place where mothers can breastfeed their children. And I want to urge the Kenya government also to make sure that in every airport, bus stations and everywhere, we have a place where mothers can get time to breastfeed their children, and it must be a very clean environment so that we do not carry germs when breastfeeding our children. And also takes upon every county in this Kenya to make sure that in every health center, we have a place where mothers can sit, a clean place, and breastfeed their children. When we have a place to breastfeed our children, it's also a benefit to the economic of this country. that time that a mother loses to go home and breastfeed, if we can recover it at her workplace, then we'll increase profits in this organization. So it is one thing that employers should think of in terms of profits than leaving out to go out and then come back rushing because of breastfeeding. Then it should be taken as a law that those employers who usually want to sack mothers because they are breastfeeding or because they have given birth, they should, it should be taken seriously that is breaking the laws or labor laws of this country. So they should instead have a place where the female employees can sit and breastfeed their children, because we are depending on those children for our tomorrow leaders. The other thing that I like about this bill is breastfeeding time. We do not breastfeed from 24 hours. There's always time. You can do it at tea time, that is 10 o'clock. Then you can do it at lunchtime, and then you can do it at 3 o'clock, because that is the best time when a baby can feel comfortable. This will also create employment to those who will be taking care of these children at those centers. So it is one way of also mothers getting to create jobs for others who will be in charge. The other thing is these regulations, they need to be put in place so that we do not just talk and leave it hanging. The regulations need to be there, and they should be strictly those regulations that we can look at as members of parliament, so that we can pass them over, and they should be gazetted. When it comes to cleanliness, we need to make that these places are well taken care of. They are cleaned, the bathrooms are cleaned, the doors, the mother can be comfortable. Even if she wants to breastfeed the child half dressed, she's comfortable in that room. They should have all the facilities that are required to be there. Just like we have a good working environment, so the mother and the infant should have a proper, conducive, friendly breastfeeding centers. I want to congratulate the organizations that have already taken this and they have implemented, such as Safaricom, and others who have already implemented this bill. We just want to say congratulations and keep it up. I don't see how much it will cost for an organization to buy a fridge where breastfeeding mothers can store their milk, expressed milk in those fridges, so that it can also save time when it comes to breastfeeding. This is, it almost costs the same when you tell this mother to go back home, breastfeed, and come back to work. The cost of that, leaving the office and going back home, is the cost of buying a fridge. So it's not something that people should think it will be another cost to an organization. We already have chairs, we have tables, we have all these facilities in organization. It's just to spare a room for the women of this nation. As my colleague has said, that we thank God for the Kenyan women who are very, very fertile, and we should be proud of that. And we also thank our men, because without them we could not be able to breastfeed. So Kenya is a blessed nation. And Madam Speaker, I want to thank Sabina that before we leave the House, the 11th Parliament, that this bill, I hope it will be supported with our colleagues, and it will be passed to help the mothers of this nation and the children, the young infants of this nation, to have a proper mother-child care, so that we can continue. Madam Speaker, I support this motion, this bill. Thank you.
Sanjeev.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, many times, especially this year, I've stood to firmly support or talk about certain things that have been very close to my heart. And this particular bill, Madam Speaker, happens to be just one of those bills that has ripple effects across the board. It does not only have economic effects, but it has social effects, and it also affects, many other forms of people in our society. Madam Speaker, a lot has been said, but I would like to bring it to the attention of the floor of this House that both male and female parts of our society are equal, participants of having a healthy community, a healthy country. But what this bill is actually asking to do is actually to give support to the female gender, and we need to give support to our female gender, because we do understand that if it was not because of the female gender, well, then reproduction would not exactly be possible. And yes, we do appreciate the part that the male gender plays, but what we're trying to say is that we need to give benefit to the female gender where necessary, so that she can help herself and help her community, her family, in raising a very healthy family into our country. Madam Speaker, I unfortunately have not been on advantage in this session because obviously I've not been party to having been blessed with a child, but hopefully in the future it will be possible. It's important to note, Madam Speaker, that carrying a child, nurturing a child, is nurturing a nation. And we need to assist our mothers to be able to do it effectively, so that this can be done for the benefit of not only the country, but the family and the woman as well. We have to understand, Madam Speaker, that many of our young sisters, our young mothers, are now more educated than ever, which means they are in more competent jobs. And these more competent jobs means that the companies need more attention from the ladies, from the mothers. And therefore, giving them this advantage of being able to breastfeed the child when it is required is actually a bonus, because that way, sitting at home and doing nothing is not an option. Actually, there is this notion which says that you're sitting at home and doing nothing. But this notion should be interpreted in some way, because when a mother is at home and taking care of a child, she's not doing nothing. She's actually doing something. I do remember some time ago, at some platform, a women's rights platform, it was being discussed that the amount of work that a woman does in her home or in a home environment should actually be computed, so that we can know how much work is done in terms of money. And when I thought about it, I could not compute the amount, an amount equivalent to that, to the amount of, say, for example, my mother or other mothers have put to bring forth, their children. And it is actually very important also, Madam Speaker, to note that this bill is talking about bringing forth a progressive society, which is what we are looking forward. We need to embrace a progressive society by bringing progressive changes, and so that it can bring about the necessary changes that is required, Madam Speaker, for a healthy nation. So, Madam Speaker, yes, I do support this bill full-heartedly, and I really do wish, Madam Speaker, that this bill is passed. As we understand, we're going to be breaking for Parliament soon. Madam Speaker, lots of bills are in some certain stage in Parliament, and I really hope, Madam Speaker, that this bill sees the light of day and is passed. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I'd just like to add, this bill is just one of those bills that actually adds to the positive things that women in Parliament have been able to do and achieve in this Parliament round. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sanjeev. I see no further interest in the bill, and I don't see the mover, so it will be moved when it's next on the order paper. And then next order.
Order number 11, the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 51 of 2016, second reading.
Okay. I see the Honorable Wanga is not in the House, so this will also be moved to the next time it's on the order paper. Next order.
Order number 12, the Housing Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 6 of 2017, second reading.
Okay, we also do not have the mover to this bill. Can we move to the next one?
Order number 13, the Employment Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 of 2017, second reading.
Again, the same, so we move to the next order.
Order number 14, the Nutritionist and Dietitians Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 19 of 2017, second reading.
Members, again, we don't have the mover to that bill, but before we adjourn the House, I have a message from the Senate, which I will proceed to read, and maybe it can still be reread again in the afternoon, but this is a decision of the Senate on the Division of Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2017. Honorable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 41, I wish to convey to the House a message from the Senate dated the 13th of June 2017 regarding the Senate's decision on the Division of Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2017, the effect of which the said bill stood referred to a mediation committee. The message reads in part, and I read, the Division of Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bill number 17, was rejected at the second reading by the Senate on Tuesday, the 13th of June 2017. According to the Senate, accordingly, the Senate appointed the following senators to represent the Senate in a mediation committee to consider the bill. 1, Senator Bilo Kero, MP, Senator Beatrice Elachi, MP, Senator Dr. Agnes Zani, MP, and Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr., MP. Honorable members, as you may be aware, this is the second time that the Division of Revenue Bill is committed to a mediation committee following the failure by the first mediation committee established in April 2017 to develop an agreed version within the 30 days stipulated under Article 113 of the Constitution. The House ought to be alive to the fact that the Division of Revenue Bill is critical to the vertical sharing of revenue between the two tiers of government and ought to be passed at the least 2 months before the end of the subsisting financial year as provided for under Article 218 of the Constitution. Indeed, this House demonstrated this fact when it resolved on the 17th of May 2017 to exempt the bill from the provisions of the Standing Orders 141, subsection 1, thereby permitting its reintroduction for reconsideration. In light of the Senate's decision on the bill, I have appointed the following members to represent the National Assembly in the mediation committee to attempt for the second time to develop an agreed version of the bill in accordance with the provisions of Article 113 of the Constitution. 1, Honorable Mutava Musiemi, CBC, MP. 2, the Honorable Mary Emase, MP. The Honorable Christopher Omulele, MP. And the Honorable Richard Onyonka, MP. Honorable members, you will agree with me that any further delay to pass the Division of Revenue would have far-reaching implications on government operations at both levels of government, Cognizant of the scheduled synodal recess of the House, I appeal to the members of the National Assembly appointed to the Mediation Committee to liaise with their Senate counterparts so as to expeditiously both houses of Parliament. Should the Mediation Committee conclude the process during the recess period, the National Assembly will rise to the occasion and provide an opportunity to consider the committee's report and the bill thereto in terms of the provisions of Article 113 of the Constitution. I thank you. May I rise, members? There being no further business, Mike. There being no further business and the time being 12:45, this House stands adjourned until today, Wednesday, the 14th of June, 2017 at 2:30 p.m.